Hi guys. So this is a review for the final exam. First we'll review the final exam for the regular class, and then we'll review the final exam for 0301, which you're only in if you're doing the 8:30 to 11:15 class. If you're in that one, then you're in the class and the lab, and so you have two different final exams. If you are in the 1 o'clock class, then you only need to worry. No, wait, the 11:30 class, that's 11:30. If you're in the 11:30 to 1 o'clock class, then you only need to worry about the first part here. Um, so, I'm going to go over these, and then your assignments today are to just prepare for them and read whatever you need to read and practice whatever you need to practice. So, for the final exam for 1301, this is the exam that everyone's going to take. You'll have three different sections of this. The first section, you will write a short in-class writing assignment. You'll write this by hand. I'll give you a paper with all of this on it. And it will be about the philosophical thought experiment known as the trolley problem. So you should read up on this. I'm just using the Wikipedia article here. You can find this pretty easily. But basically the trolley problem works like this. There's a trolley that is, it's like a train basically, and it is driving down the tracks out of control. And you are this guy here. You're the switch operator. If you do nothing, this trolley is going to drive straight ahead, and it's going to kill these 5 people here. All those people will die, but you, at least by the way that the thought experiment works, are guiltless because you didn't do anything. On the other hand, if you throw this switch, the trolley will turn down this track here, and it will save all of these 5 people, but then it will kill this person. And so it's a moral conundrum here, is like a moral question of what is the right thing to do here. If you don't do anything, then you didn't hurt anybody technically, but 5 people will die. Whereas if you throw the switch, then you've killed this person, even though you've saved all 5 of these people, right? So that's the trolley problem. It's a thought experiment. There's no right answer. You can say that you would leave the switch alone and it would kill all of these people. You can say that you would turn it so that it would kill this person. Your answer isn't the important part. The important part is how you defend your answer. So that is what you will do in this writing assignment. You'll write 10 to 15 sentences using the following prompt to create a well-developed paragraph. Yeah, and you're going to use the structure that I'm showing you right here. So, explain the different moral dilemmas of the trolley problem. First of all, you'll have a title. The title of your essay will be The Moral Dilemma of the Trolley Problem. Then you'll have 3 to 5 sentences explaining the trolley problem in your own words. So break it down for us, explain what the problem is and what's happening and how it works. The next 3 to 5 sentences explain the 2 choices presented to the switch operator in the trolley problem. What are the moral issues attached to the 2 choices? So explain to us what will be the consequences if they leave the switch alone. What will be the consequences if they throw the switch? Finally, in 3 to 5 sentences, tell us which of the 2 choices you would pick. You can only choose between those 2 choices. You can't jump in front of the train. You can't do a third thing. You can't kill all 6 of them. You have to pick one of those 2. So tell us which one of these you would pick and defend your answer. Explain why. Explain why the one that you picked is the one that you would go with and why you'd be better able to sleep at night than if you did the other one. So again, there's no right answer. I'm not looking for right answers here. I'm looking for you to explain which is the better of the no-win situation that you're hypothetically in here, and why that's the better one. After that, you're going to have, you'll also have an 11 question matching section where you will identify different parts of an argument, paper, and a works cited page. So what I'm going to do is you'll also have attached to your paper the first and last page of this. This is Trisha Anderson's Studio Ghibli Better Version of Disney. So you'll have this first page here. You'll need to identify stuff like thesis statements and titles and headings and things like that here. And then on the back page here, on the works cited page, you'll need to identify parts of a works cited citation. So you'll need to know where the title is, you'll need to know where the publisher is, when it was published, stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward, but pay very close attention to it so that you know, go over your answers, because you can lose a lot of points on this part. So the essay's worth 50 points. That part's worth 25 points. There's 5 more questions at the end. This will be a multiple choice section that will come from the grammar assignments that we did at the beginning of the year. So it's just going to ask you about commas and stuff like that, and it's all stuff that we've been practicing all year. I will take these from Grammar Bootcamp Practice Tests 1 and 2, so if you review both of those, the questions that will be on this part, the 5 questions, will be one in those 20 questions there. I don't know how else to lay it out to you easier. So review those, review the different parts of an essay, and review the trolley problem, and be prepared to explain which is the better answer. Okay, so that's the 0301 final exam. You will write that on paper. I'll give you a handout. You'll write all your answers on a piece of notebook paper and then turn it in. For the 8:30 to 11:30 class, if you're in that one, you're also in the 0301 class. So I'll show you guys the final exam for that. If you're not in that class, you can ignore the rest of this. So this is the final exam that you'll have for the 0301 class. If you're in the lab, this is what you'll do. So I'm going to send you guys this writing sample. It will be in this announcement, either above or below this video. It's called My Father's Hands. It is a brutal 4-page essay. It's not brutal because it's long. It's brutal because it's like really bad what happens to this guy. And it's basically about a guy who has a learning disability and how that ends up affecting his life. So what you need to do to prepare for this one is you're going to read over this article first. And it's a story about this guy's father and how he was illiterate, right? And you'll just read this whole thing. And then you're going to write 2 research body paragraphs, like the ones we've done in class, that are about the following 2 topics, and you're going to use this as your source for it. You're going to use this to back up what you're saying in these research paragraphs. So one of those topics will be how the treatment of people with learning disabilities has changed over time since the time of the author's father. The other will be the way education is important in a person's life. So each one of these needs to be about 8 sentences long. You'll have 2 of them all together, and each one will need to have all the parts that we've covered in class. A topic sentence, so a sentence explaining what that paragraph will be about. Elaboration in your own words, going into more detail, explaining the issue that you're talking about. Evidence with proper MLA citations. So you'll have probably a quote. You can also paraphrase if you want to. Either way is fine. But you'll need to include either a reference to the source or an in-text citation. And then explanation and wrap up at the end, where you add more of your own words and tie it back into your topic sentence. So 2 paragraphs that are 8 words, 8 sentences each. That's 16 sentences at least altogether. You can go ahead and write these now. You can read over this document. You can write these. You can send them to my email if you want to get some feedback on them and see if there's anything wrong with them. I highly recommend doing that. This is worth a lot of points, and you don't want to have your grade drop because of something as simple as this. If you write these out yourself and print them out, you'll be able to use those for notes in class. If you don't, then you'll have to come up with them in class yourself. And I will give you, again, notebook paper and copies of this article. When you are finished with the first final exam, you can start immediately on the second one. And if you need more time than the 3 hours that we have for the 2 final exams, you can stay after. I'll be there until everyone's done. All right. So that's the 2 finals. Go ahead and read over this article if you're in the 0301 class. Read over the trolley problem. Get prepared for both of these parts. Make sure to look over the parts of a paper. Make sure to look over those questions from Grammar Bootcamp tests 1 and 2. And then on Monday, we'll do our final exams, and then we'll call it a year after a session or whatever. All right, have a good day.